Welcome again to my channel, LR Retro. Now, we will review the next chapter of Grappler Baki, the great father and son quarrel arc. It's the chapter where Hanma Yuichiro, the father of the ogre, suddenly appeared in the middle of the father and son fight. Do you think Yuichiro will somehow affect the outcome of this awaited fight? Let's find out. But first, please know that you can buy the new Grappler Baki volume collections, Baki the Grappler Season 1 and 2 DVDs, and Bandai's Grappler Baki figurine on the link on the description below. By buying, you can help the channel grow and release more Baki videos. Please subscribe and let's begin. The chapter starts outside a certain hotel. Hanma Baki is thinking. This feeling, this sweet numbness, is finally here again. The drug that only my brain can release. My back. It seems you also came out. Small devil. I seem to have done it all. Everything that could come out, came out. Even my piss. I have let everything go. Ah. Screw it. This should be enough. The ogre then asked. Do you still want to continue? Really? I am really proud to have a father who is that strong. All of a sudden, the prehistoric man became surprised. Because he is sensing a strong aura. Then Baki continued. Do I continue, or do I give up? I can't be fully aware of what could happen. But to hear it coming from my father's mouth. Well, it was to be expected. Father. Even my own. Huh? Then Baki looked behind him saying. Who is that? Then he saw an extremely muscular man standing behind them. Even the fearless primitive man is extremely scared of this man's presence. Yujiro then shouted. What the hell are you doing here? Hanma Yuichiro. Then Baki questioned. Grandfather? Heh. You haven't changed a bit. His shoulders are really wide. Fighting against a child. Yet, you still have so much trouble. Baki. Huh? Yes? Make sure you win. Takugawa then commented. I must be going crazy. Do you see that as well? Yes. What is going on? This is the only man before Yujiro who defeated the USA. He defeated the USA? So, that is just a matter of speech, right? Hanma Yuichiro. He was a real monster. What are you saying? The Pacific War. In the Battle of Okinawa. The US troops landed on the Okinawa shore on April 1, 1945. And remained there till the signing of the Japanese surrender documents, which took place on September 7 at Kadena. It was called the Battle of Okinawa, and it was a true hell that lasted for about 6 months. But in fact, that wasn't entirely true. There was an incident that followed the signing of September 7. Located about 12 kilometers to the northeast of the main island of Okinawa. Surrounded by a bunch of small islands. There was a small island, about 1 kilometer in diameter. About 1 kilometer? That is like a small village. On that very small island. In total, they used over a 1,000 ton of ammunition. A 1,000 ton of ammo for such a small place. I never knew the Japanese troops received such a heavy bombardment. It wasn't for the Imperial Army. Nor was it for the locals. It was all for one single man. Hanma Yuichiro. One person. They used a 1,000 ton. Really? Bombarded from the sea. Bombing from the sky. Their attack was enough to change the shape of the island. After which, they sent in troops to land on shore. The mission given to the soldiers was a simple one. Find the body. The atmosphere among them was pleasant, as if they were on a picnic. Until they realized who was standing there. A Japanese man who was carrying a corpse. His hand twisted the neck in an unnatural manner. The soldiers who were trailing behind, as they searched for the body, couldn't turn their weapons fast enough to respond. They were slammed by a human bullet, made of their ally. The power of his throw was horrendous. He created at least 2 or 3 casualties with one throw. They were unable to take control of the situation. They were thrown, dropped, stepped on. In the blink of an eye, an entire platoon was wiped out. The bombings continued after that loss. This was repeated several times. However, the results remained the same. The commander of this strategy, Major General James, is saying, Even with the battleship Yamato, that can sink 12 ships with ease. You are saying that all of that still isn't enough to defeat one damn monkey? This man is much more than just a monkey. This is what the young officers wanted to say. But they kept their mouth shut. This is no longer a matter of efficiency. The honor of the Marines is at stake if we fail this simple damn mission. It was then that James MacArthur, the commander of this mission, requested for the use of an atomic bomb. But 38 days ago, the end of the war was broadcasted. So, the use of the bomb was refused. And he was ordered to abort the mission. It was then that the incident occurred. When they heard the sound of its impact, the members on board couldn't believe their eyes. It was pushed deep into the deck. It was the corpse of Major General James. It was a real blessing in disguise. When it happened, all of the members on board noticed one single man. While I was relaxing on the deck, I was attacked by a terrible shock. All of the members that were there remember one clearly defined image. Unable to remain calm in front of it. The pinnacle of extreme violence. The appearance of a demon. The sudden tragedy that befell their commander. As he pierced the thick deck of the flagship of Iowa. It gripped the crew their hearts with fear. Because even though it was made of wood, it was able to withstand direct fire from big weapons. They could only imagine the power needed to do this. This was the technique of a demon. That is the only type of monster that could do this. The threat emitting of the deck was really imposing. But it wasn't as daunting as the situation that happened after this. This is another fact that you will most likely not know. It wasn't long before the entire crew of more than 2,000 people gathered on the deck of the ship. It was then that the hidden demon revealed himself. The width of his shoulders seemed unnatural. His entire body was thick. His arms. His legs. His neck. This guy was the demon. That is something the crew understood at first glance. A member of the crew, 86 years old John Hayes, had the following to say about the situation. The battleship Iowa was there on behalf of the USA. But its presence was still classified. Its power was unmatched with everything that was outside. Versus ships. Versus airplanes. Even versus submarines. If they engaged in combat, it would be safe to say that they would be outclassed due to Iowa being S-class while they are A-class. But it has to be able to prepare for all those fights. And there is one surprising weakness about warships. And that is, it is very fragile when it comes to attacks from the inside. In its essence, it is still just a ship. To successfully infiltrate the ship, you would need the force of a truckload of tanks. But this time, only one guy. Only one demon came. He was something completely different from a tank. Yet, if you were to compare it, it would be as if a first-class well-trained fighter went up against a group of small children. That was Yuichiro, on board of that ship. I am sure that he used some techniques I have never seen before. Even though this happened more than half a century ago, I still remember it like it occurred yesterday. Because I had seen that, everything else seemed less than impressive. Because I had seen that, my favorite fighters seemed boring. Because I had seen that, J. Lewis and also Artezu, in my eyes, became dull. Because I had seen that, marathons and ball games seemed to have a lot of invisible players. And one more thing. I didn't see it, but from what I understand, all the 2,000 plus members of the battleship Iowa created an avalanche as they jumped into the ocean. To stand in front of that much violence, it is very easy to understand why in a matter of minutes, the entire crew that represented the USA fled into the ocean. That is the story I was told of how he defeated the United States of America. The Prime Minister then questioned, What kind of technique did he use? The technique used on us. I remember exactly what it was called. Dress. Then Hanma Yujiro looked around, then said, he seems to have disappeared. That was real nostalgic. I had almost forgotten his face. And his favorite technique, that was really strong. What do you think of this chapter? Do you think Hanma Yuichiro's technique is really that impressive? Comment down your opinion below. Special thanks to Stranger Dragons Prevail, Francois, The Real Zurvan, a Patreon of the Uts, Jacket, Johnny Might, JJF, OK, Vega Punk, Isom Harris, Awesome Swayable, Trond Becker, Will, Thomas West, Casey, Dead Fox 0606, John Vinovich, Ahmed Zoyer, Joshua Ash, Aiden, Mars Kane, Claudio Aguilera, Francisco Carrillo, Jaden Robinson, Carlos Rios, Reiner Braun, Tarek Abujaber, and Brennan. We really appreciate your help. If you want to support my channel, please subscribe to my Patreon, LR Xian. I will put a link in the description below. Our next video will be about Hanma Yujiro, using the horrifying technique of his father Hanma Yuichiro. Stay tuned.